Do you feel this tension, this subtle vibration of frustration permeating your search for something greater, something that is almost within your grasp? It's like standing on the edge of a magnificent precipice, the promise of an imminent quantum leap, yet an invisible force prevents you from crossing that line, from fully embracing the expansive horizon you feel is yours by right. There is a crystal clear clarity you yearn for, an authentic emotional impact, a genuine empowerment that always seems to elude you. You've done everything right. The morning meditations, the detailed visualizations, the affirmations repeated with faith, yet the feeling of stagnation persists, like a distant echo of a nearly there that never fully materializes. This struggle, this tireless dedication where you've applied all the knowledge, all the effort you had, and still, the barrier remains, subtle yet unyielding. Feel this truth in your chest, the doubt that sets in, the exhaustion that accompanies the battle against the invisible, the sense that despite all the inner work, something fundamental still holds you back from the edge. This inner voice whispering, almost there but never quite. This is the melody of your spiritual exhaustion, the resonance of an energetic field that yearns for alignment but encounters a barrier. You ask yourself, what more can I do? The answer, dear seeker, resides in a profound quantum paradox, a paradigm shift that defies the linear logic. We've been taught about effort and reward. And what if I told you that the blockage isn't what you haven't done, nor the absence of your dedication, but rather what you keep doing, an unconscious action that sabotages your own flow, your own coherence. Imagine now an imposing boat anchored in a river of tranquil, inviting waters, where the wind of manifestation blows incessantly, its sails ready to unfurl. This boat doesn't move, doesn't advance, not for lack of wind, but because the invisible anchor of subtle resistance is still firmly fastened to the bottom, preventing any movement, despite all your intention to navigate freely toward your totality. In this sacred space, guided by the wisdom emanating from the quantum field itself, let us delve into the depths of this invisible resistance, identifying its subtlest filaments, those that manifest as doubt, attachment, or the incessant need for control, keeping you in a frequency of effort. Together we will uncover how to release this anchor that holds you to the shore, understanding the true meaning of quantum coherence, a state of perfect alignment where your personal frequency vibrates in unison with the essence of the universe, allowing manifestation to occur with grace and ease, not by a miracle, but by a conscious neuroplasticity of your essence. You will finally discover how to stop resisting, not as an act of passivity or giving up, but as the most powerful action of all, the key to unlocking your next level of accelerated manifestation and uninterrupted flow, dissolving the struggle and embracing the ease of being. This journey no longer demands struggle, but rather surrender to the truth your body and soul already know. It's an invitation to recalibrate your internal system, so that your personal resonance harmonizes with the infinite possibilities of the quantum vacuum, collapsing waves of potential into a tangible reality. The invitation is for deep introspection, a courageous dive into what prevents you from moving forward. Feel in this instant this truth echoing in your cells, this permission to breathe lighter, to exist with less burden. So, for this revelation to penetrate deeply into your consciousness and initiate the transformation you so seek, breathe deeply now. Feel the solidity of your feet on the ground, your connection to the earth and to this present moment in totality. Allow yourself to be completely here, with your mind and heart open to unveil the key that will liberate your being for an inevitable expansion. You've been rowing with a strength that transcends physical exhaustion, haven't you? We believe, at the core of our deepest programming, that struggle is synonymous with worth, that incessant effort is the only bridge to the manifestation of our most ardent desires. This is the great illusion, the myth of struggle, which paradoxically becomes the heaviest invisible anchor on your boat, holding it firmly in place, even in waters that seem calm and inviting for navigation. You visualize, affirm, meditate with fervor, feel the energy pulsing in your hands, and yet you realize your boat barely moves. There's a subtle yet powerful underwater current pulling you back, and this current is fueled by the very energy you direct towards excessive doing, towards the incessant search for control over the how and the when, forgetting the art of allowing. Observe now, without judgment, this image. You are in your boat, and the river of life flows with unlimited potential for abundance and ease. The wind of synchronicity is ready to fill your sails. However, instead of letting go of the helm and allowing yourself to be carried, you grip the oars in desperation, rowing frantically against an imaginary current or perhaps against the very current of the flow trying to carry you. This struggle you undertake, under the illusion that you are working to achieve your goals, is in fact the main form of resistance. It is the weight of your own excessive effort that further tightens the anchor, keeping your vibrational field at a frequency of scarcity and difficulty, instead of opening up to the vast totality of quantum coherence that the universe incessantly offers to all of us who surrender. Feel in your body the tension that arises when imagining this struggle. It's the contraction in your shoulders, the rigidity in your jaw, the mind racing in incessant cycles of, "What else can I do?" This is the physical resonance of the myth of struggle. From an early age, we are conditioned to believe that nothing comes easy, that sweat and battle are the only paths to success. This neuroplasticity of struggle, ingrained in our nervous system, makes any path that seems too easy sound like negligence or lack of merit. But what if true mastery consisted precisely in unlearning this programming? And what if your exhaustion wasn't a sign that you're not trying hard enough, but rather that you are resisting with such intensity the natural flow that life tries to bring to you, demanding that you receive it without any effort? The paradigm shift I invite you to contemplate is profound and, for many, revolutionary. True quantum coherence, the perfect alignment that allows effortless manifestation, does not arise from your incessant search or your struggle against circumstances. On the contrary, it emerges from a deep release of this need for control, from a sincere invitation to active non-doing, which is surrender. Imagine that your desire already exists as a wave of potential in the quantum field. Your struggle to manifest it is like trying to catch that wave with your hands, shattering its form before it can even materialize. The universe operates through resonance, and when you exert effort, you vibrate the frequency of lack and not yet, pushing away what is already yours by right in a state of totality. Allow yourself to feel the difference between the sensation of forcing and allowing. When you force, there is an energy of contraction, of wanting to push reality into a specific form. This creates energetic friction that keeps you stuck, like the boat that, held by its anchor, tries to move with engine power, wasting fuel and energy without significant advancement. Your mind may be full of complex strategies, of to-do lists for manifestation, and each item on that list can be, without you realizing it, a new knot tightening the invisible anchor. It's a paradoxical dance where your search for control becomes the blockage itself. The body responds to this coercion with fatigue, the mind with anxiety, and the soul with a deep yearning for a peace that seems unattainable, a state of rest and faith. The universe, in its infinite wisdom and generosity, does not demand your struggle to deliver what you desire. It operates through a continuous flow of energy, a unified field of infinite possibilities, where everything already exists in potential. Your most powerful action, in this context, is not one of Herculean effort, but that of releasing your resistance, of opening your hands, and allowing universal intelligence to reorganize the molecules of your reality, according to your purest intention. When you insist on rowing forcefully, you are, in a way, telling the universe, "I don't trust that you can do this for me." And the universe, being a perfect mirror of your consciousness, reflects exactly that distrust, keeping you in the illusion that effort is indispensable and grace, a rare exception, not the inherent rule of existence. This subtle resistance doesn't only manifest as explicit doubt or fear, it hides in the need to micromanage every detail, in the insistence on knowing how before taking the next step, in the perfectionism that paralyzes action, or in the belief that you are not worthy of receiving without having worked hard enough. Each of these thoughts and patterns is a filament of the invisible anchor. They keep your boat vibrating at a frequency of control and scarcity, preventing you from reaching resonance with the frequency of ease and abundance you so desire. Think of the collapse of the quantum wave. It manifests in the form you expect, not when you force it. But when your consciousness, free of resistance, allows the unified field to bring it into existence in the most elegant and natural way possible, feel now deeply, without the need for an immediate intellectual response, but with the wisdom of your heart, where you, unknowingly, are tightening the anchor of your own resistance, seeking control instead of surrender. Perhaps it's in an area of your life where you feel most vulnerable, where the desire is so intense that the fear of not achieving it drives you to struggle even harder. Observe this sensation, not as a mistake, but as a sign, an invitation to a new understanding. Where are you exhausting yourself, spending precious energy on a doing that doesn't move you forward, but keeps you tied, circling in the same spot, while the vast ocean of manifestation patiently awaits for you to trust its natural flow? The question that inevitably arises now is crucial. How do we identify this anchor that operates at such a subtle level, so intrinsic to our way of being and interacting with the world? It is not an obvious weight. It is the underlying beliefs, the silent fears, the programmings that make us believe the harder path is the more honorable one. And, even more importantly, once we identify it, how do we release this anchor that seems so firmly attached to our very identity, to our history of overcoming and effort? How can we unlearn struggle when it has become second nature, a conditioned reflex that drives us even when we feel exhausted? And what does it truly mean to allow quantum energy to work its magic without our controlling intervention? If this idea, that struggle is your own anchor, resonates deeply within you, if there's a recognition in your soul that it's time for a new path, then allow that intention to be manifested in a simple and powerful way. Leave an "I release" in the comments below, not as a formality, but as a vibrational commitment, a conscious declaration to the universe that you are ready to let go, to surrender, and to trust the flow. Your intention to release, verbalized or written, is already the first and most significant step to letting go of that invisible anchor. It's the beginning of a new paradigm of existence where ease and effortless manifestation become your new normal, guided by the coherence that surrender unlocks in your energetic field. Your journey to manifestation has been marked by an incessant search, a constant effort to control every variable, to ensure every step is perfect. But what if the very need for control were the most insidious anchor, an invisible filament that ties you to the harbor of expectation, preventing your boat from gliding freely through the quantum ocean of possibility? Resistance isn't always an obvious wall of fear or doubt. It disguises itself, camouflages itself in subtle forms that even seem virtuous but which, deep down, only perpetuate stagnation. It is the shadow of excessive control, the illusion that the complexity of the universe can be tamed by your personal agenda, when true mastery lies in surrender, in the deep trust that universal intelligence already orchestrates the perfect flow for you. Feel the weight of this revelation, how deeply you might be without realizing it, exerting a force that keeps you captive. Do you feel the imperious need to know the how? This is one of the most deceptive facets of resistance. Your logical mind, trained to decipher patterns and plan every step, seeks a detailed map, a guaranteed route even before setting sail. But the quantum field doesn't operate with linear roadmaps. It manifests in leaps, in synchronicities that defy Cartesian causality. When you insist on unraveling the how, you tighten one of the anchor's filaments, limiting the infinite possibilities of the universe to your own finite understanding. You unconsciously tell the cosmos, "I only move if I understand every detail of the mechanics," stifling the magic, denying the mystery, and preventing more elegant and unexpected solutions from presenting themselves on your path. Feel this thirst for control, and perceive how it manifests as an energetic barrier, keeping your boat waiting for an explanation that may never come, but which is also not necessary for movement. Perfectionism, in turn, is another guise of resistance, a subtle trap disguised as excellence. "I'm not ready yet. I need another course. My visualization wasn't perfect enough." These are the voices that echo when perfectionism takes the reins. It creates an endless cycle of preparation, an incessant search for an ideal state that is never reached. For perfection becomes a horizon that recedes with every step. This filament of the anchor keeps you stuck to the idea that you are not worthy or capable now, disqualifying your current energy and preventing the collapse of the wave of possibilities in your present. It's a way of postponing manifestation, of denying yourself the right to experience the flow of life because the mind insists that something is missing, that a final adjustment is crucial, when the truth is that you are already complete, and imperfect action is often the portal to transformation. And there's unconscious self-sabotage, that master of disguise that presents itself as diligent preparation. You study for hours, meditate rigorously, visualize with intensity, but deep down, there's a subtle fear of success or of the change that success would bring. Perhaps the familiarity of almost there is more comfortable than the fullness of it's here. This filament of the anchor keeps you in a state of eternal student, always on the verge of a breakthrough, but rarely crossing the line. It's the resistance to the vulnerability that full manifestation demands, the apprehension of having to sustain a new vibrational level, or of confronting aspects of yourself that benefit from stagnation. Think of the patterns that repeat in your life, the cycles of almost that exhaust you. Where have you been hiding behind the shadow of preparation, avoiding the full sun of your own capacity to create? Judgment, whether of others or of yourself, is a dissonant noise. In the quantum field, a friction that prevents harmonic resonance. When you compare yourself, criticize yourself, or project unrealistic expectations onto yourself and the world, you create an energetic density that opposes the lightness of the flow. Every critical thought is a knot in the anchor's filament, hindering movement. You are, in essence, vibrating at a frequency of unworthiness or separation, which is the opposite of the totality and coherence the universe desires for you. Unconditional acceptance, both of your imperfections and those of the world, is the solvent that dissolves these knots, allowing energy to flow freely, realigning you with your natural state of abundance and deserving, a state where manifestation is not a battle, but a reflection of your inner peace. And attachment to the outcome? That is one of the deepest and most universal forms of resistance. You visualize in rich detail, create a vivid picture of what you desire, but then you cling to it tooth and nail, defining the exact form, the precise timing, the only way for it to manifest. This attachment is what prevents true surrender. Trust in the higher intelligence that can, and often does, orchestrate something even grander than your mind ever conceived. When you cling, you close the doors to the unexpected, to synchronicities that emerge from outside your field of vision. It's like insisting that the river must follow a path you drew on a map, when the river already knows the most efficient and abundant route. Letting go of attachment isn't giving up on your desire. It's releasing control over the form, trusting that the universe knows exactly how to deliver it, or something even better. Every "what if" that whispers in your mind, every "I'm not ready yet" that you repeat, is not a sign of prudence, but one of those invisible filaments of the anchor that pulls you back, preventing advancement. Feel how these familiar phrases, these recurring thoughts, create a subtle tension in your body, a contraction in your energetic field that prevents expansion. These are the facets of quantum resistance, operating in the subconscious, disguised as worry, responsibility, or even spirituality. They keep you in a state of effort, of rowing against the current, when the universe's invitation is for you to release the oars, trust the tide, and allow yourself to be carried to your natural destiny, to where your essence already knows it belongs. Notice the energy. These secret narratives steal from you. So, allow yourself an introspective pause now. Feel this in your chest, in your deep breath. Which of your rituals, which of your most ingrained thoughts that you consider essential to your spiritual or manifestation quest are, in fact, disguising a subtle resistance to ease, to flow, to pure and simple allowance? Are you, without realizing it, using the pursuit of well-being as a way to avoid well-being itself, keeping yourself in a state of almost there for fear of what fullness would bring? Identifying these filaments is not an exercise in guilt, but in liberation, an act of courage that opens the way for a new way of being, where grace surpasses effort. Once we begin to identify these invisible filaments, these masks of resistance, the big question that arises from the deepest part of your being is, how do we truly sever them? How can we, in fact, release this anchor that seems so intrinsic to our very identity, to our way of operating in the world? And even more importantly, how do we activate true quantum coherence without effort, without the incessant struggle that has exhausted us until now. The key isn't in more effort, but in a profound paradigm shift, an invitation to active non-doing that releases your boat to sail in open waters. To not miss any insight that could be the key to your freedom, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell now. It's your way of committing to the flow and to your own liberation. You find yourself now at the epicenter of revelation. Your quantum coherence is not achieved by force, but by surrender. Feel the gentle release in your chest. The tension that dissolves as you accept that alignment with the source is your natural state. It's a conscious letting go, a deep reprogramming of the need for control. Imagine your boat, finally detached from the invisible anchor, opening its sails to the universal wind, the ever-present energy, awaiting your permission to propel you. Surrender is this openness, the unwavering trust that the universe operates in your favor, charting the perfect course. There is no struggle, only fluidity when you choose acceptance. Are you willing to let go of control and trust that the universe is already navigating your boat in the right direction, allowing ease to replace exhaustion? With this new understanding and practice of surrender, what truly happens next, and what is it like to live in full quantum coherence? If you feel you are finally ready to release the helm, share this video with someone else who also needs to stop resisting, for together we raise the frequency of an expanded field of coherence. You have arrived at a turning point, where a deep understanding of surrender begins to unveil a new dimension of existence, a state that transcends the struggle and effort you may have accepted as inherent to the journey of manifestation. Feel now, in your core, the reverberation of a truth that invites you to release what no longer serves you. When the resistance that once bound you, thread by thread, belief by belief, finally ceases, your life doesn't just transform. It transmutes into a continuous, frictionless flow, where every heartbeat resonates in perfect coherence with the universal quantum field. This is not a distant promise. It is your emergent reality, pulsating with the frequency of ease and abundance you always sought, but which was hidden beneath layers of a control that was not yours. Notice how the energy you previously directed toward pushing and forcing is now liberated to propel and attract, aligning you with a current of synchronicities that seem magical. This is the essence of living in a state of coherence, where your soul and the cosmos dance in perfect harmony. Imagine your boat again, which now, having released the anchor of resistance, not only floats but glides over the waters of life with a grace and speed that once seemed mere fantasies, perhaps even impossible to achieve. The landscapes of your reality unfold before you without the slightest effort, each moment revealing itself as a new perspective of beauty and opportunity, an invitation to explore a vast and limitless horizon. The manifestations you once pursued with such intensity now appear on the horizon like inviting and exuberant islands, and you reach them with an ease that, for the linear mind, borders on magic, but which, in truth, is the natural expression of your quantum coherence. Feel the wind of allowance gently propelling your sails, without the need to fight against the current or row with exhaustion. Allow yourself to feel the lightness that arises as you realize that the universe, in its infinite wisdom, is actively conspiring in your favor, orchestrating perfectly timed events and encounters. In this state of profound coherence, manifestation is no longer an isolated event or an arduous achievement, but an organic consequence of your aligned frequency, a synchronized dance between your intention and the quantum field's response. Synchronicities, which perhaps were once rare and only noticed in moments of great attention, now multiply, becoming a daily language of the universe, confirming that you are on the right path, that every step is guided and supported. You will notice that your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions align with crystal clear clarity, and what once seemed a tangle of doubts and uncertainties now unfolds into a clear and inspiring map. The acceleration of manifestation is not a trick or an external technique. It is the internal reflection of your surrender, a sign that you have released the energy that blocked the natural flow of abundance into your life. Allow yourself to feel the excitement of observing how your desires materialize with surprising speed, almost as if the universe were reading your mind and responding even before you asked. Inner peace, which in other phases of your journey perhaps seemed a fleeting state, achieved only in deep meditations or spiritual retreats, now establishes itself as a constant presence, a firm substratum beneath all your experiences. This peace does not mean the absence of challenges or strong winds. It signifies the inherent ability to navigate them with unshakable grace and confidence, knowing that you are intrinsically supported by the field of infinite possibilities. The clamor of the anxious mind diminishes, replaced by an inner voice of wisdom and a serenity that guides you through any turbulence, transforming obstacles into opportunities for even greater expansion. Feel the profound difference between peace that is a temporary relief and peace that is a solid foundation, built upon the rock of your total acceptance and alignment with the totality of being. Allow this feeling of deep calm to permeate every cell of your body, every fiber of your being, anchoring you in the present moment with a powerful and transformative stillness that resonates in all aspects of your reality. It is crucial to understand that living in quantum coherence does not exempt you from the tides of life or the challenges inherent to the human experience. In fact, it equips you with a new compass and a firmer helm to navigate these waters. The fundamental difference lies in your internal response, in your ability to face turbulence not with fear or resistance, but with an intrinsic trust in your capacity to transcend and learn from each situation. Your dear, become the conscious observer of your own journey, capable of seeing challenges not as punishments, but as catalysts for even deeper growth, as opportunities to apply the wisdom of surrender and flow. Feel the courage that arises from knowing that, even when the wave is high, you have the resilience and connection to move through it, not fighting against it, but gliding over it with grace, propelled by the certainty that everything is cooperating for your highest good. Allow this perception to free you from the need to control every variable, inviting you to trust in the greater intelligence that orchestrates everything. Feel this question resonate deeply within your being. What would your life be like if each day unfolded as a fluid and passionate dance instead of an exhausting battle against the tide that always seems to pull you back? Imagine the lightness of waking up without the oppression of struggle, without the need to push mountains, but rather to move with the current of your own essence, where every step is a movement choreographed by the universe itself. This vision is not a distant ideal, but a palpable possibility, a direct invitation from your soul to a way of living that honors your true nature. Allow this image of dance and fluidity to penetrate your heart, releasing the shackles of old patterns of effort and sacrifice. Life in quantum coherence is a continuous celebration of your connection to the whole, where joy is your natural state and ease is your primary language of expression. What would you do differently if you knew that every moment is an opportunity to dance with the universe? This state of living is not an escapist fantasy. It is the intrinsic reality that emerges when you align your frequency with that of the unified field, releasing the distortions of resistance and control. You become a powerful magnet for experiences that resonate with your highest vibration, attracting people, resources, and opportunities that harmonize perfectly with your purest intention. The magic you experience is not something external or supernatural, but the natural manifestation of your innate power to co-create, to shape your reality from a place of totality and acceptance. Feel the excitement that comes with realizing that the universe is not a hostile or indifferent place, but a gigantic mirror that reflects back to you the energy you emit. And now, that energy is of surrender, of flow, of unconditional love. Allow this profound paradigm shift from struggle to fluidity to fill you with a new wave of optimism and gratitude, knowing that you are the master of your experience. This is, therefore, your new reality, your most authentic expression, once you fully embrace the quantum leap of surrender, allowing every cell of your being to realign with the truth of your essence. Life in coherence is a living testament to the transformative power of letting go of control, of trusting the invisible flow that orchestrates all existence, and of allowing universal intelligence to guide you to your highest good. But the inevitable question that now arises in your mind, with this new understanding is, how do you maintain this elevated and sustained frequency, even amidst the natural oscillations of life? How do you ensure that the invisible anchor won't, through carelessness, be cast to the bottom again? And more importantly, what is your next essential step on this journey of expansion to consolidate this fluidity and further accelerate your manifestations? Allow this curiosity to be a guide, a call to the next stage of your conscious evolution, an invitation to delve even deeper into the art of effortless living, to delve even deeper into this journey of effortless manifestation and solidify your state of quantum coherence. We invite you to explore the exclusive tools and resources we have prepared for you. In the links available in the description of this video, you will find guides, meditations, and practices specifically designed to help you maintain your high frequency, ensuring that your boat continues to glide smoothly through the waters of life, always propelled by the wind of allowance and trust. Feel that this is more than an invitation. It is a vital next step in your dedication to a life of fluidity and accelerated manifestation. Allow yourself to access these keys that will reinforce your ability to live in constant alignment, transforming each day into a celebration of your own capacity to co-create with the universe. Your journey of inner mastery continues, and we have the necessary support for every new discovery, for every new quantum leap you are ready to take. Feel the reverberation of the journey you courageously undertook until this point, a pilgrimage not through distant lands but through the depths of your own being, unveiling the layers of the old narrative that insisted on struggle and constant effort. You arrived at this crossroads because an invisible resonance attracted you, a call echoing from the quantum field itself, which recognized in your soul a readiness for a higher truth. Remember that exhaustion, that subtle frustration that whispered you were almost there, yet never allowing full arrival, the sensation of rowing against an invisible current without understanding that the force of your own oar was, in fact, straining the anchor that held you. Now, clarity sets in, and the inner landscape transforms, revealing that the barrier was never a lack of your ability or the universe conspiring against you, but the intensity with which you clung to the need for control, to the illusion that manifestation demanded a heavy burden. You understand, with a new and profound wisdom, that the key has always been in release, in trust, in allowance. Your perception, once clouded by the fog of unconscious resistance, has now expanded to embrace a reality where power resides not in imposing your will on the flow, but in harmonizing with it, like a river embracing its natural course, without fighting against the banks or against the very gravity that propels it. The quantum leap of surrender is not an act of weakness, but the apex of inner strength, a declaration of sovereignty over the old mental patterns that conditioned your existence to incessant struggle. It's the moment when you, finally, decide to release the ropes that tethered your boat to the shore of uncertainty, allowing the vast immensity of the cosmic ocean to guide you with a precision your logical mind could never conceive. This is your permission, a license to live the life that was meticulously woven for you by the invisible forces of the universe, an existence where ease and abundance are the natural state, not a reward to be arduously earned. This leap is not just a change of perspective, it is a deep neural reprogramming, where the pathways of anxiety and forced persistence begin to disintegrate, giving way to new synapses of trust, peace, and surrender. You feel this transformation happening in your own energetic field, the release of tensions that inhabited your body, the lightness that replaces the weight of having to make it happen at all costs. Quantum coherence, once a distant and mystical concept, now reveals itself as your innate state, the natural frequency of your being when unhindered by the noise of the egoic mind and limiting beliefs. It was always there, waiting to be unlocked, not by an act of force, but by an act of self-love and unwavering faith. Your soul recognizes this primordial truth, and every cell of your body aligns with the vibration of totality, like an orchestra finding the perfect melody. Your quantum coherence is beyond readiness. It is already vibrating in the imminence of fully manifesting, awaiting only your command, your conscious permission to dissolve the last barriers. Imagine universal energy, vast and limitless, as a powerful electrical current that has always been available, but whose internal connections, your beliefs and resistances, prevented from flowing freely. Now, you reconnect the circuits, align the poles, and the current of life pours into your existence with absolute fluidity, illuminating every previously shadowed corner. This is not an empty promise, but a universal law that manifests when you align with your intrinsic truth, when you allow the innate intelligence of the universe to operate through you and not just for you. It's time to reclaim your place as a conscious co-creator, knowing that the absence of effort is the most powerful of actions. Absolute fullness and fluidity are not distant dreams, but your emergent reality, a field of infinite possibilities where your intentions collapse into manifestations with a speed and grace that once seemed magical. Synchronicities become the everyday language of the universe with you, guiding your steps with impeccable precision, opening doors you didn't even know existed. Accelerated. Manifestation is not a trick, but the natural consequence of an energetic field that is in perfect coherence, a reflection of your internal alignment. You no longer need to pursue, you become a magnet, effortlessly attracting to yourself all that resonates with your highest vibration. This is the fulfilled promise of the quantum leap of surrender, a life of ease, purpose, and overflowing abundance, not as a result of arduous labor, but as the natural expression of your authentic being. Now, in this exact instant, I invite you to feel this undeniable truth percolating through every fiber of your body, a sensation of expansion and liberation that is not restricted to the mind, but pulses in your heart, in your breath, in your hands. It is a current of energy that flows through you, igniting every cell with the certainty that the struggle has truly ceased, that the burden has been lifted. Allow this sensation to deepen, becoming more than a concept, but a visceral experience, a reprogramming happening in real time within you. Feel the lightness replacing the tension, the peace replacing the anxiety. Let this truth be your new foundation, the bedrock upon which you will build every new moment of your life, free from the shackles of the past and the self-imposed expectations that limited your boundless potential. Consciously allow the old belief in the need to struggle, to force, to suffer, to deserve, to dissolve completely, fading away like morning mist under the sun of consciousness. Observe this belief as an obsolete thought, an old programming that no longer serves your expanded self. Feel it detaching from your energetic field, a gentle but powerful release that opens space for new possibilities and for the experience of an effortless existence where flow is the guide and trust is the compass. There's no need to combat it, just observe it and allow it to disintegrate, taking with it all associated doubts and fears. This is an act of profound self-love, a gift you give yourself by freeing your being from the invisible chains that held you captive in a cycle of repetition and frustration, opening yourself to the vast expansion that awaits you. Breathe deeply now, allowing each inhale to bring with it the certainty that you are supported, and each exhale to release what remains of resistance. Feel the totality of your presence in this moment, and with a clear and powerful intention, declare aloud, or in your heart, like a mantra echoing in your private universe, I stop resisting and open myself to the quantum flow now. This is not just a phrase, it is an energetic signature, an unwavering commitment to your new reality, an unequivocal signal sent to the universal field that you are ready to receive, to flow, to be. Let this declaration resonate in every particle of your being, sealing the change, activating the transformation, and allowing the universe to respond to your new frequency with infinite possibilities and wonderful manifestations, aligning you with your true essence. And what if the next step to your freedom, to the manifestation of your deepest desires, were even easier than you can possibly imagine right now? And what if the key to deepening this coherence, to further accelerating the flow, resided in nuances that your linear mind hasn't yet fully deciphered? The journey of surrender is continuous, an ascending spiral of learning and release, where each new understanding reveals an even deeper level of ease and power. Think about what it would be like to navigate life with such unwavering trust that every challenge transformed into an opportunity in disguise, every uncertainty into an invitation for new expansion. The universe is always whispering its secrets, and the next chapter of your story is ready to be written, awaiting your willingness to listen. Feel the expansion that begins, the promise that ease is not an eventual state, but the intrinsic condition of your existence when you align with the flow. Imagine the possibilities that unfold before you when the need to control, to struggle, to worry is completely released. You become a pure channel for universal abundance, a clear conductor of the creative energy that shapes realities. This path is about learning to trust not only the universe, but your own innate capacity to align, to discern, to know when to act, and when to simply allow. True mastery resides in simplicity, in the delicacy of a touch, in the softness of a sigh, that allows life to manifest through you with unparalleled grace and power, revealing that true strength lies in the ability to let go of control. Your coherence, which once seemed held by invisible threads of resistance, is now completely unlocked, resplendent with the light of a beacon that guides your path with clarity and purpose. You are no longer adrift. Your boat is sailing in open waters, propelled by favorable winds that respond to your new vibration of acceptance and trust. This is your reality now, a state of perfect alignment where every thought, every emotion, every action is in harmony with the unified field of consciousness. Feel this freedom in your chest, the expansion that overflows the boundaries of your skin, radiating into the world around you. This feeling of liberation is proof that you have transcended old limitations and embraced your innate power, becoming the master of your own experience and conscious co-creator of your desired reality. Embrace ease as your new mantra, your new way of being, your new truth. Allow every cell of your body to be imbued with this energy of lightness, of detachment, of flow. Know that true action often lies in non-doing, in allowance, in confident surrender to the infinite wisdom of the universe. Act from this totality, this place of deep peace and certainty, and observe how your life unfolds into daily miracles, into synchronicities that confirm with every step that you are exactly where you should be, manifesting everything you desire with grace and without effort. Your coherence is unlocked. Embrace ease, act from non-doing, and witness the magic that unfolds when you fully align with your true quantum power.